gentlemen, welcome to our show Brigadier's Truth Heart over Coffee. Today we have a very important point to discuss. Well, our Indian cricket team done a marvelous job in a match against Pakistan, and they gave the right kind of a tribute to our Pahalgam martyrs. And let's see how the team Cricket India exposed and snubbed Pakistan's cross-border terrorism in front of the whole world in the broad daylight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the India-Pakistan Asia Cup encounter on September 14, 2025 in Dubai was a contest of two nations on the field. Yet, it was also a complex dance of diplomacy, public emotion, and global sports politics of it. The final score, of course, India winning by 7 wickets, gives only a glimpse of a bigger story. The real excitement kicked off long before the first ball was bowled, and it kept going on long after the last ball was also hit for a six for India to win the match. So let's commence with the background. The controversy associated with this match originated from the tragic incident in April 2025. The April 22, a terrorist assault on Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir resulted in loss of 26 innocent civilian lives, unharmed, unprotected, innocent civilians. This heinous act was broadly attributed to the terrorists supported by Pakistan from their soil. In reaction, India initiated what it terms Operation Sindoor and aimed at terror training camps in Pakistan and Pakistan occupied Kashmir, annihilating them totally, 9 of them, which have not been repaired even till date. Pakistan is struggling to repair them for want of money, for want of tenders, and for want of other things. Subsequently, the two nations found themselves in a heightened state of military and a diplomatic tension. This is the context in which a cricket match was scheduled for the Asia Cup fixtures. The Indian public still understandably is upset by the Pahalgam attack, and strongly it opposed the game. Many people, from the political leaders to the families of victims, felt that playing cricket with a nation accused of sponsoring terrorism as a state policy would be a betrayal to our soldiers and citizens who lost their lives on that tragic day. They believe that protecting national dignity and morale of the armed forces was far, far more important than the entertainment and the revenue that this match would generate. So why did this match go on? This is where the complexities of global sports and geopolitics come into play. The Board of Control for Cricket in India, that is BCCI, and the Indian government were under the immense pressure from international sports bodies. A top official from the BCCI explained that if India had boycotted a multinational agreement tournament like the Asia Cup, the International Cricketing Council could have taken strict action, potentially even banning the Indian team. Such a move would have dire consequences for a young players' careers and India's standing in the world cricket. Well, India's ambitious bid to host the 2036 Olympic Games in Ahmedabad would also add it to this pressure. As reports have indicated that India's Olympic dream has already faced a lot of setbacks, and this would have added to that and exacerbated the situation further. The International Olympic Committee had already expressed concern over governance issues which the Indian Olympic Association already faces, and a persistent doping problem also exists. A boycott of a major cricket tournament would have sent a negative signal to the IOC, potentially jeopardizing India's ability to host a prestigious global event, that is the Olympics, and undermining its image as a responsible and capable global power. The customary handshake between the two captains, that is India's Surya Kumar Yadav and Pakistan's Salman Ali Agha, was conspicuously absent at the time of the toss. This clearly signaled that the Indian team's firm and resolute stance as regards the Pahalgam martyrs were concerned. India's dignity was concerned. India's autonomy was concerned. However, the real moment of controversy came at the end of the match. After Surya Kumar Yadav hit the winning six. Both the Indian players, that is Yadav and Dubey, instead of engaging in the traditional post-match handshake with the opponent team, walked directly to their dressing room. They shook hands only with their own teammates and their own staff, and which was present over there. And then the dressing room was closed; it was shut, which could be seen. The visuals could be seen very clearly on television. Pakistani players, led by their captain, were left standing awkwardly on the field and denoting a real solid rebuff and rebuttal from the Indian team to them. The Pakistani team's management lodged a formal protest, calling the behavior a violation of the spirit of sportsmanship. But, ladies and gentlemen, the Indian team was determined to preclude any possibility of even shaking hands with the team from a rogue nation that has Indian blood on their hands. Now, let's talk about the sportsman spirit. Well, Pakistani cricketers like Imran Khan, Shoaib Akhtar, Shahid Afridi, etc., they're all heroes for Indian fans. But not anymore. Because, talking about the sportsmanship, the former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan and the cricket legend Imran Khan issued a statement from Islamabad on May 7, 2025, that is after the Pahalgam massacre occurred. He spewed venom against India and the Indian Army, and leading the verbal offensive was a former captain Shahid Afridi also, who made a series of controversial remarks. And on May 9, 2025, during an appearance on a Pakistani television, he talked a lot about against the Indian Army, calling them useless. And just days later, around May 12, Afridi and other players like Mohammad Rizwan, Shoaib Malik used social media posts as a handle to coordinate series of anti-India statements. The rhetoric escalated further on September 11. On Sama TV, Afridi reignited a controversy by taking a dig at the Indian cricketers like Shikhar Dhawan and Yuvraj Singh and calling them bichare, yani helpless. And Mohammad Rizwan even shared a politically charged message on social media against India. Iftikhar Ahmed made a strong anti-India remark, while Shoaib Malik's post similarly called India names. Perhaps most disturbing were the actions of Faheen Ashraf and Abrar Ahmed. Faheen Ashraf shared a controversial Instagram post with a Gibble-style art depicting a Pakistani soldier putting sindoor on an Indian woman. Captioned, "New chapter begins." This post was widely condemned as a vile mockery of Indian dignity and pain of its women, which is an obnoxious and inhuman act by a primitive savage guy who has nothing but an abhorrent character. Abrar Ahmed also showed a shocking lack of sportsmanship by posting a photo of himself with a cup of tea, captioned "Fantastic Tea," an apparent reference to 2019 Abhinandan incident, which was seen as a deliberate act of provocation. So, ladies and gentlemen, where does the sportsman spirit stand here? They were our heroes also, but not anymore. And we've taken a tough decisions about this. And these statements, which are a clear violation of the sports spirit of cricket, set the stage for the Dubai match and raised question whether the players could be set aside for their political animosity or for the sake of the game. Well, once again, their true feelings and concern for the Indian fans are exposed. It is but natural that we should boycott the Pakistani cricketers and the Pakistani cricket team as such. The Pakistan Cricket Board, like the government, is already in a financial mess. The India-Pakistan match would generate $350 million for them in revenue. Why should India grant them this courtesy, which is vital for their survival? Well, with their anti-India rhetoric, should we not cut them off for good? Well, ladies and gentlemen, during the post-match ceremony, the message from the Indian side was unequivocally clear. The Indian team's response was heartrending and yet firmly against Pakistan. Indian captain Surya Kumar Yadav gracefully dedicated their victory not just to the fans or his teammates, but to the victims of Pahalgam terror attack and to the brave Indian Armed Forces. He sincerely said, and I quote, We stand by the victims and families of the Pahalgam terror attack, and we express our solidarity with all of them. We want to dedicate this win to our armed forces, unquote. He also emphasized that the team's actions were a proper reply and were entirely in sync with the Government of India and the BCCI on this decision. In a silent but powerful protest of their own, Pakistan's captain Salman Ali Agha did not attend the post-match ceremony because he was snubbed. Pakistan coach Mike Hesson confirmed this, that it was a direct response to India team's firm rejection of Pakistan and its cricket team. And now you go and demand the removal of the ICC match referee. Why? Are you demanding respect, or it should be given to you? So this is what the Pakistani team, rather the Pakistani nation, in front of the whole world in the broad daylight has been demanding. And they've exposed themselves that they don't deserve this, and they've been snubbed rightly and royally, nicely by the Indian cricket team by beating them 7 wickets and then showing whatever gestures they did later. And now, why should the match referee be removed? There is no violation of any cricketing rules. There's no rule which says that after the match you have to shake hands, or before the toss you have to shake hands. It is not written anywhere. And the world over, there are myriad examples, like all these nations in the Balkans, Serbia, and all those tennis stars. They never shook hands with each other. Russia boycotted the Olympics in America, and vice versa. So there's nothing special that we did. We did not boycott any rules. We did all the rules, but we refused to shake hands with the guys with whom we are at war. And war because of their cross-border terrorism, which is understandably our blood on their hands. And well, understanding the nuances of all these events in India's journey to become a responsible superpower soon, without compromising its security, its safety, and sovereignty of India and all Indians. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these events highlight India's central challenge, balancing two seemingly contradictory positions. On one hand, the government and the public were rightly angry, or rather still angry, over the Pahalgam attack and the ongoing issue of cross-border terrorism. And the public sentiment is that there should be no business as usual with the Pakistan, especially not in this sport that holds such an emotional grip on the nation. On the other hand, India is striving to protect itself as a responsible and a mature global power. This image is crucial for its geopolitical ambitions, from its economic growth to its pursuit of hosting major international events like the Olympics. A full-scale boycott of all these sporting events with Pakistan would risk international isolation in the sporting arenas and could be seen as a retreat from its global commitments. Ultimately, India chose a path that attempted to satisfy both the contradictions. By allowing the match to proceed, it fulfilled the obligations of the ICC and maintained its standing in the international sport as a premium nation. However, the actions of the Indian team, that is the refusal of shaking hands and captain's statement and the coldness on the field, sent a clear and powerful message to Pakistani and around the world. The message said, we will play the game because we must, but we will not pretend that everything is normal in this part of the world. We have not forgotten and we will not shake your hands in friendship, unquote. It was a strategic move to leverage a sporting event to make a diplomatic point without resorting to a complex boycott. This is why a cricket match in Dubai has become the subject of a global debate. It is a story of sports, politics, and complex art of statecraft. It's a story of acknowledging and letting the world know that there is a country which is a rogue country which sends terrorists across the border, kills innocent civilians, innocent women, innocent children, unprotected, and totally harm them and make them lose lives and shatter their lives. Should they not be sorted out once for all? Yes. We will play cricket, we will play other games in the other international events, but we will not shake hands with you. We will not have any bilateral standing with you. But yet, as a responsible, maturing world power, we will make our liabilities, we will make our responsibilities very clear, and we'll make sure that our things are done properly without allowing any leverage to Pakistan, Pakistanis, or their spokesperson. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Hind ki Sena.
Please like and subscribe.